Travel Oregon understands deeply that in order to preserve this place that we have the privilege to promote, we must treat Oregon with respect. People and the environment need to have the opportunity to regenerate. This means more than doing less harm or no harm. It's, as Kieran told us, it's about leaving Oregon better. It's about net positive, leaving Oregon a better place for future generations. Ensuring that tourism's impact bring positive economic, sociocultural, and environmental value to Oregon. And to ensure that, we've committed to using a destination stewardship lens through our work into the future. Now, admittedly, Travel Oregon's work isn't always about leading. It's also about learning and seeing the creation of great initiatives in action and being able to come alongside you, to support you, to tell your story, and to look for ways to further develop those opportunities and actions and move them out statewide. Last April, the Oregon Coast Visitors Association became one of the only destination management organizations in the United States to join the Tourism Declares a Climate Emergency initiative, a declaration to take purposeful action. It is a declaration to take purposeful action to reduce carbon emissions to 55% below 2017 levels by 2030. As part of this, OCVA is also taking innovative steps to invest in local food systems, helping to ensure that Oregon seafood is served up in local restaurants, supporting supply chains, and reducing waste and carbon emissions. It is my pleasure to welcome Marcus Hinz, the Executive Director of the Oregon Coast Visitors Association, to tell us more. Marcus, come on up.
Thanks, everybody. That photo is me. I just have a beard now. Okay? All right. The mask just made my face grow. No. So, with all the craziness going on, in the world, many of us are asking, what is tourism's lane these days, right? Well, looking at Dean Runyon reminded us that in 2018, visitors came to the Oregon coast and spent nearly $800 million on food services and food stores. It's more than lodging in our region. And so we feel that protecting these sales and keeping the money in Oregon is our lane. So you see, when the food we sell is not from Oregon, the money we just earned immediately leaves. It's like we're selling someone else's food, and that's where the money goes. So local food systems, the jobs they create, the economic prosperity of communities are inseparable. In the same way that food production and the transportation of food are inseparable from climate change. Oregon seafood is the coast's unique food proposition, so I'll speak to that. A soon-to-be published 2-year study on seafood economics has concluded that of all of the seafood sold on the Oregon coast, 90% is not from Oregon. 90%. It's a very definitive study. It will be coming out in a few weeks. But it's crazy because planes are leaving with Oregon seafood at the same time other planes are flying in with seafood somewhere else. Plane by plane, we are increasing the carbon footprint inside our closed system of a planet, while simultaneously shortchanging our communities and the visitor experience. These challenges exist because things aren't getting better. 20 years ago, OSU researchers documented large sections of the ocean with low oxygen or no oxygen. 15 years ago, tens of millions of oyster larvae died at Whiskey Creek Shellfish Hatchery on Netarts Bay because of changing ocean chemistry. 10 years ago, 900 family-owned commercial fishing businesses sued several dozen fossil fuel industries. Because a huge pool of warm water formed out in the ocean that we called the blob. And 8 years ago, the blob increased to 2,000 miles long from Mexico to Alaska. So I could go on and on about this. However, despite these challenges, opportunities do exist. Because the money that we spend and the money that we ask visitors to spend can be directed at regenerative experiences instead of activities which accelerate climate change. It's our choice. 20 years ago, the entire ground fish fishery in Oregon collapsed due to overfishing. Yet today, 9 species of rockfish have recovered and have yet to find their way onto restaurant menus. 18 species of ground fish are certified as best choice by Seafood Watch. But even this miraculous success is threatened because if there is no oxygen in the ocean, there are no rockfish tacos. Right? If the chemistry of the ocean continues to trend in the way it is, there will be no clam chowder, oysters on the half shell, because they won't be able to grow their shells. There will be no Dungeness crab mac and cheese. This is why Erica Sears, with the help of climate scientist Patty Martin, is nearly finished with OCVA's 10-year climate action plan for the coastal tourism industry. It's voluntary participation, no regulations, based on private sector solutions, right, which will simultaneously contribute to economic development and the environment. Full disclosure, Erica Sears loves Dungeness crab mac and cheese. Please help, please help. This is very important. Despite these challenges, we will succeed together because we know from both experience and research that visitors have a food fascination with Oregon. We know visitors love itineraries, right? When we say, go there and buy that because it matters, that's what they do. So you see, together, we can harness hundreds of millions of dollars in this economy and direct that money at regenerative visitor experiences and increase our collective prosperity. Now, photos we take of shiny tomatoes and smiling farmers must be accompanied by meaningful investments in our food system infrastructure. Wow, I want to say that again. So we're not trying to be the food system, nor the scientist, right? We're just finding out what our food system's friends are doing right and investing in that. Our effective role, our lane in this is additive, focused, measured contributions in ways that will raise the prosperity of food producers, quality of life for all Oregonians, elevate the visitor experience, all the while reducing our carbon footprint. This is not just good business sense, it's smart. It's the right thing to do. We all have an opportunity to step up, so let's do this together. Thank you.
Yeah. Marcus, thank you. Thank you for your incredible work. You, Erica, Akba, it really is tremendous work, and it's inspirational to all of us, and I know it's inspirational for me and the team at Travel Oregon to be able to learn from folks. Like I said, sometimes it's not about leading, it's about being humble and learning. From folks who are seizing opportunities to reimagine ways to support economic prosperity and livability across our state. It truly goes